Janmashtami, wishing you love and peace on this auspicious occasion. Janma means birth and Ashtami means on 8th day. So Janmashtami means birth on 8th day. It is Lord Krishna's birthday, but it is not called birthday. It's not Janmatithi, Janmashtami, birth on 8th day. This 8 has a message for us. They have highlighted this number 8 purposefully, deliberately. As you know, Lord Krishna was eighth child of Devaki and Vasudeva. First six were killed, seventh was saved, and eighth saved himself. And that eighth is Lord Krishna. Now I will show you one picture. This picture has Lord Jhulelal, who is said to be incarnation of Lord Krishna. Then there is a group of 5 fishes. Palla fish is Jhulelal's vehicle. So here are 5. This is 6th, having a white object, and this is 7th, holding umbrella like a thing. And 8th is, of course, Lord. So this 8 has important significance in our life. What is it? We have to investigate on our own. Each individual has to investigate this 8th number on his or her own. We can, of course, exchange our views, guide each other, help each other. So this is going to be a little longer video. Please bear with me. But it has a very important message. It is Janmashtami. There is a deliberate attempt to communicate something which is 8th. So the group of 5 is 5 senses called Jnanendriya, senses of perception. This entire world enters us through these 5. These 5 are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. So eyes receive color and form from world. Their job is to just analyze this information and pass it on to mind. Similarly, all 5 are engaged in their respective work. They all face world. They are called extroverted. But behind, they are connected to mind. So it is mind that sees through eyes. It is mind that hears through ears, etc. So mind is 6th and known as king of senses. Mind also directs them, controls them, governs them. But mind also has its own existence. Mind generates number of emotions. For example, love. For example, hate, compassion, etc. Mind is also extroverted. These 5 plus 1. This is 6th. So mind is connected to the 7th, that is intellect. Intellect is that faculty which discriminates, which is judgmental, to think, to decide its function, to segregate right from wrong, good from bad, etc. This intellect is also extroverted, but it is connected to something called 8th, and that 8 is the Lord within each one of us. That is ourself, myself, and yourself is the Lord controlling and governing and energizing these 5 plus 6th plus 7th. So the 8th is derived 5 plus 1 and beyond these 7. Because it is beyond 7, it is called 8th. Now there is a peculiar nature of everything. For example, these senses deal with world. For example, tongue tastes, say, junk food. Junk food is very tasty in the beginning, but then it has consequences. Today, many people are suffering due to food, either wrong food or excess food. But all food initially is tasty. So, what is happening? These senses procure pleasure for themselves from this world, outside world. But the nature is such that when you procure pleasure, it gives you pain. One is free on one. You buy one, you get one free. That's the nature, and it is a package deal. You can't say, I want only pleasure. Pleasure comes, pain will also come. Similarly, this mind procures joys for itself. It deals with relationships, my wife, my child, my friend, my colleagues, etc. It enjoys, but then it also has to suffer. The joy is packaged with sorrow. Similarly, this intellect experiences honor. It's elated. It joys, it enjoys that honor. When somebody claps you, you enjoy that spirit. But then there is also something associated with dishonor, happiness with unhappiness. So, whenever we are dealing with this, there is pleasure with pain, joy with sorrow, happiness with unhappiness, honor with dishonor. We want pleasure, joy, happiness, honor. We don't want pain, we don't want sorrows, we don't want unhappiness. So they have provided us this facility. This eighth is different than these seven. It has peace in it, it has bliss in it, it has continuous flow of happiness in it. No pain, no sorrow, no unhappiness. So when they say Janmashtami, they are highlighting that you people are not this body only, not this mind only, but you are combination of all. And this combination has to function in totality. If we concentrate only on senses, then we have to go through this cycle of pleasure and pain. If we concentrate on mind only, then we have to go through cycle of joys and sorrow. But when we come to this Lord within, then we have stable experience of happiness. And that is what every person, every one of us is looking for. A man amasses wealth for what? For happiness. Then he gives entire wealth in charity. For what? For happiness. Happiness is our nature, my nature and your nature. If there is no happiness, then we discard this life. If this body obstructs happiness, it will be discarded. See, I am talking to you, but I can be happy and cheerful right now, right here, or I can be miserable now. It depends upon what type of thoughts I am entertaining. If there are selfish thoughts, selfish desires, then there will be frown on my face. But if there are selfless thoughts, pure thoughts, then there will be smile on my face. So I decide whether to be happy or unhappy now because myself is Lord. So when we pray to Lord, it's not a third party. We are praying to our own self that you decide to be happy and you will be happy. So this is a goal of life. Happiness or Lord or Ishvara or Parameshwara, this is the goal of life. We have to realize this goal, achieve this goal. And that is what is the purpose of Janmashtami. But the question is, how do we do that? We just copy Lord Krishna's life because that is the ideal life he lived. Krishna's troubles started right at birth, and these challenges ended only at his death. But throughout the life, he remained undisturbed, always happy, always smiling. In fact, since birth till that, Krishna's nature was of mischievous child, and he smiled all the time. Now, this smile is something like parents smiling when their children are playing. Children playing, parents smiling. Children fighting, parents smiling. Children stealing each other's article, parents smiling. Children intruding each other's territory, parents smiling. Because parents know that these children will one day grow up. They are very sure about it. Same is with Krishna or any objective person. This is lot of corruption. But there is lot of suffering. With corruption comes suffering. So this suffering is there deliberately so that man learns. So Krishna smiles. They go do wrong things, they suffer, and the suffering should teach them a lesson sooner or later. So he kept smiling. This bhava is called Sakshi bhava. He's witnessing everything. It's not that he is absent. The self or Atman or Lord is not an idle entity. It not only energizes, it controls and guides. It governs entire system. So myself decides what is going to be my life. Only if I attune to it. To attune, this is a reminder. Janmashtami is a reminder. Our bodies are different because our thoughts are different. But our Atman or Lord within is not different. There is same Lord in me, the same Lord in you. So that way we are related to each other. If I can be happy, you can be happy. If Krishna can be happy all through his life, we all can be happy. So there are various methods. We cannot go into the details. But simple thing is just copy Krishna's life. Now Krishna's life can be divided in two parts. There are many portions in Krishna's life, each teaching the same lesson. But we divide for our purpose his life in two parts. One is his infancy, childhood and youth. The second is grown up and matured Krishna. You see, this Krishna looks like he's independent. This Krishna is independent, as if there are two Krishnas. But no, they are one Krishna. Because life pattern, that objectivity is common to both of them. That mischievousness is common to both of them. But earlier Krishna lived in a village, so the background is rural. Later on Krishna lived in a capital city, so background is urban. He had devotees here also, he had devotees here also. These devotees were very innocent, childlike, illiterate. But these devotees were learned people. For example, Pandavas went through extensive course of Gurukula. Yudhishthir was son of Dharmaraj. Bhima was son of Windbird. Arjuna was son of Indra. They were all stalwarts, highly educated, intellectuals, but devotees of Krishna. So here Krishna protected his devotees by destroying their enemies directly. So devotees believe that Krishna will come and save us. But here devotees don't believe because they are learned, they don't believe Krishna will save us. So Krishna says, I won't pick up weapon and destroy your enemy. You take care of your enemy, but I can support you, I can guide you, and I can protect you. The earlier Krishna's job was to spread love, unity, oneness, train innocent minds. Here his job was to establish dharma in society. Corruption had peaked in that period also. So he had to destroy wickedness from society and establish dharma. So it appears in earlier part he is dealing with the sixth, that is mind. In later parts he is dealing with seventh, that is intellect. It is same Krishna. So this portion is bhakti portion earlier. The latter portion is jnana portion. So devotion and knowledge are two parts of same Krishna. This portion is called bhakti yoga. This portion is called jnana yoga. But there are differences. Those who follow bhakti, they say only bhakti is superior. Those who follow dhyana, they say only dhyana is superior, bhakti is useless. Krishna won't come. In fact, both are right. But when they say we are superior, that is why they are wrong. They both suffer. Krishna doesn't come like that. Krishna will come only when they combine both things together. See, in family, you ask this question whether mother is important in family or father is important. You may answer both are important. No. When you say both are important, both the egos are related, then there is conflict. So, what is important? The family is important, the unity is important, that oneness is important. When the family is superseding individuals, the members, then everybody is sacrificial towards family. And when a person is sacrificial, his ego recedes. When ego recedes, there is harmony, there is love, there is unity. So this Janmashtami, the Ashtami, highlights the importance of that oneness. So either bhakti or jnana. If you ask this question, which is important, this question is irrelevant. My right hand is important or left hand is important. My eyes are important or ears are important. My tongue is important or nose is important. The question is irrelevant. Because all together is my physical personality. This me is all together. Eyes, ears, everything included. Similarly, that Lord within, which is expressed outside as Lord Krishna, because when we pray together, people may ask, where is this Lord? I want to see. So they have something to show. So common self is Lord Krishna. Each one of us has our own self within, controlling and guiding us. But in common, it is Krishna. Krishna means dark, black. Krishna is unknown in this world. That's why he is made black. It is like light is dark. It is only when moon props up we realize that there is light in that darkness. Similarly, life itself proves existence of Lord. So he is an entity energizing, controlling, guiding, doing everything for us. We are merely instruments. So it is neither bhakti nor jnana nor karma independently. It's all put together. When senses are directed towards Lord, it is known as karma yoga. When mind is directed towards Lord, it is known as bhakti yoga. When intellect is directed towards Lord, it is called jnana yoga. And all three must be done together. The eighth is non-biased. It caters to all equipments equally. So we follow this method, which is very exhaustive. The scriptures give detailed procedures, but the underlying reality is that we got to be happy and peaceful all through our life, come what may. That is the highlight of Janmashtami. Those who realize this truth and live by it, they are called free people, liberated, mukta. Then they can use their senses and enjoy the pleasures. They can use their mind and enjoy joys. They can use their intellect. They can participate in rituals. They may not participate in rituals. They may follow these festivals. They may not follow these festivals. For them, they are free. There is no compulsion on them or no recommendation to them because they are supposed to be realized people. But people like us, we have still not realized the truth. So we must follow festivals. Festivals are recommended for people like us if we take them in right spirit. Each festival is joined with a prayer. Without prayer, festival is meaningless. And the prayer is, may Lord's flute attract us towards peace and happiness. Krishna also means one that attracts. Akarshan Shakti is there. Karshan, Krishna. So unless this prayer is there, the festival is not going to be successful. So we pray and accordingly receive this message of 8th, then Janmashtami for us will be successful. Jai Shri Krishna.